Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods.
AKA two bros, a lot of yeses, not a lot of nos.
AKA I was shivering in the grime blight, but now I'm fizzing with fine delight after watching Doug Culp's Living in the Limelight, aka Sklar. That was Huddletron, aka the AKA guy, aka Old Zealand. So Doug Culp is a fan of this show.
He's a comedian.
He's a comedian, really funny dude. He was affected with Lyme disease and he has fallen on some hard times. He's a really good guy and did a special. Go to @Dougathan, Dougathan. Watch his story. And I watched his special and I donated money to this dude. And I want all of our fans in this community, if you can, in this holiday season, like, I don't think there's a more appropriate thing to do.
Agreed.
It felt so much like it was part of the holiday spirit, yet it's helping out another comedian and helping out a really good guy. And so, Doug, if you're listening, I just want everyone to know that we support you, bro. And I was compelled to support you personally. And I know everybody else will feel that same way. Let's jump into stories because we got two crazy ones for you. And this next one, Jay, this first one is for you all the way.
Okay.
Because your kids are the same ages as the kids that were involved.
Screw up in this story?
Involved in this story. So the entire time we go through the story, I'm going to be asking you, what would be happening with your kids if this was going on right now? Okay.
Chances are you'll ask and I'll say they would be fighting because they're into fighting now.
Okay. And let's take a quick step back before we get into it because we as parents have been putting in work with our kids.
W-E-R-K.
Right? I copy edited a 5-page, I took a 5-page essay that my daughter wrote and cut it down to 3 pages. Miraculously, there was no fat on the bones and I had to cut it down at 1 a.m. the other night.
So I have been taking to hiking around my neighborhood by myself, just because I need to walk away from them for a little while.
And by the way,
I'm like extending that hike.
It's okay because we
used to
need
be 45 minutes. Now it's like an hour 20.
Where's Dad for the last 2 hours? But you need it because it refreshes you and you come back and you're like, okay, I'm ready I can exist with these kids again. The problem is that, you got to keep an eye on your kids. Your kids are 12 and 7.
Yes.
You have a 7-year-old. You got to keep an eye on. You can't just leave for a couple of hours.
You cannot.
You got to know what they're doing, and you do know what they're doing, but you do need that time away. I mean, look, we're not at the level of the parents in this next story. I don't even know where they were.
They have to be asking themselves, how the hell did this happen?
You will be asking yourself, how the hell did this happen? The more you hear this story, because here we go. New York, a social media challenge may have inspired a 12-year-old boy to take his 7-year-old cousin on a 100-mile joyride on Monday. What in the F?
This is perpetrated up from the apps.
Yeah, so
came up from the apps.
No need to monitor what your kids are doing on the apps now. Is it like there's no way to check it though?
It's so hard to track. How do you know? What am I going to sit over their shoulder and watch what they're watching on TikTok? For all I know, there could be like on their For You TikTok page, it could just be like, hey, there's a challenge. Here's a challenge.
And you don't know what it is. It could be a challenge disguised as some other challenge. Look, for more than 5 hours, the kids were able to elude police and make it all the way
5 hours.
Elude police from New York to the New Jersey-Delaware border. Now
this is like when a little kid runs onto a field and and the security guard tries to catch him. They keep running through his legs,
but he's too fat and he falls down.
They just make him look silly.
Okay, that's on the plate. This is like me trying to chase around Ponyo in our front yard where she's trying to eat sticks. Yeah. It's impossible.
Can't do it.
She's so fast, I can't get her. How bad were the police that they couldn't catch a 12 and 7-year-old in a Range Rover on the Lam? Kids on the Lam.
Kids on the Lam.
I'm going to assume that there aren't a bunch of kids on the Lam out there. There's probably one. You're not looking for a needle in a haystack here. You are looking for a 12-year-old and a 7-year-old in
a white Range Rover.
In a Range Rover. You're not looking for a 5'10" kind of bearded man.
At a Fish concert.
Right. In a white Camry. Okay. You know exactly what you're looking for. Okay. Police had to eventually give up chasing the Range Rover when they realized it might cause an accident. Yeah. Let's let these kids, we won't cause the accident. Let's let these kids cause an accident with other innocent people.
Like, what? Yeah, I guess. Like, why wouldn't you lay some spike strips on the road?
Because they figured it might flip the car or something. They don't know how to deal with spike strips. Again, this is nuts. A multi-state search for 2 children has ended safely, thank God. And I hope these kids got the TikToks that they wanted.
Well, hopefully they get the clicks.
Hopefully get the clicks. Because without it, this trip would have been a complete bust.
It's going to be a waste.
They were first reported missing 9 a.m. on Monday morning from their home on 115th Street in South Ozone Park. Missing from home at 9 a.m. 9 a.m., Jay. That's when your kids are supposed to go to school.
I'm pretty aware of where they are.
And it's a Monday. Okay, they're still in school.
This is some serious parent negligence because not only are they missing, but their car is missing.
How big is the house? Is the house that big and no alarms where kids can leave and you don't even know about it? And how are you not checking on your kids at that early? Investigators say surveillance showed the 12-year-old boy taking the keys from a white Range Rover and then his 7-year-old and took his 7-year-old cousin and drove off with his 7-year-old cousin. How drunk are you at 9 a.m. that you're not paying attention to where your kids are?
You got to be drunk.
Dude, I can't get my 15-year-old daughter to want me to take her out to teach her how to drive. Remember when we were 15? All we wanted to do was get
the
our
license.
license.
On your 16th birthday, you would go before school and take the driver's test, get the license, bring the license, and drive to school. That was like the big exciting thing.
That was your baller thing to do.
That's how bad we couldn't
school.
wait till we were 16.
Now kids just don't even care. So
this kid's 12. He's taking the car out already.
He's going to be fine unless you let the 12-year-old drive. Unless the 12-year-old is letting the 7-year-old drive. That's bad.
That's true. That's fair. That is fair. That was a hard one for you to get to, but you got it right.
You never know who has the power in the family. Jay, you can speak to this. Would the 7-year-old be wanting to drive the car because the 12-year-old is just driving it?
Yes.
You know it's a bad thing, but the 7-year-old's like, why can't I drive?
She'll want her turn, and she'll want to try to do it.
And what happens if he makes a little face at her?
She will start hitting him. While he's driving. He doesn't know what he's doing. He eggs it on. I'm like, just don't do that. I'm like, you don't need to make a face.
Don't make a face.
Starting the whole thing up.
This is what one of their neighbors said. Quote, everyone gets a temptation at that age to do something crazy. Wait, what? No.
Who are you?
12-year-olds don't get a temptation to do something crazy. What are you saying?
They might get a little temptation, but not to take their 7-year-old cousin on a 100-mile joyride. That's an insane. Don't try to normalize
That's
what just happened.
Tiny number of kids that would want to do that. I would say 2 in the world, maybe. You just hope, as a parent, they don't hurt themselves or anyone else, said neighbor Lawrence Kaiser. Okay, Lawrence, nobody
asks you. Nobody wants to know your opinion on this
Lawrence
matter.
is the type of guy that would enter into two other people's domestic dispute and just start offering advice when they didn't ask him to, you know?
You guys fighting over there?
I think what she's trying to say is, okay, Larry, we got it.
Yeah, we got it, bud. We got it.
And that's your problem, Jeff, is you never listen to the other person.
Third opinion?
You never listen to the other person or anybody at that point. All right, Larry, stop it.
Please stop.
Police use Easy Pass.
Let me hear both sides.
Larry, shut up. Used Easy Pass and license plate readers to track the vehicle on the Verrazano Bridge. The Verrazano Bridge.
Isn't that the bridge between
Staten Island,
Brooklyn and Staten Island?
Yes.
I believe.
We've driven over it. It's a difficult bridge to drive over.
What did he do?
Keeps going to the city, I guess.
He had Easy Pass, so he just went through all the tolls.
Kid's a driving wizard, if you ask me.
5 boroughs, bro.
Ain't no joke, man. This kid's navigating. The New Jersey State's troopers later spotted the SUV flashing sirens to get it to stop. But what did the boy do?
Kept driving.
Sped off.
So that's Grand Theft Auto. Mm-hmm. That's like your chance to sort of like
video game mentality.
You hear the cops, you just blow.
Boom, I'm out of here.
Well, he knew he was wrong. He knew he was in the wrong. He knew he was going to get in trouble. And he's like, maybe I can outrun this trouble.
I got news for you. He's winning. Police eased off the pursuit for the safety of the children. So this dude, he's
figured it out.
He's putting the gas down at all the right moments.
He's forcing the cop's hand.
At 2:15. Okay, this started at 9. At 2:15, the 12-year-old
Jesus Christ.
The 12-year-old used his dad's credit card to buy cookies at a rest stop, and that's the cutest part of this whole story.
They got cookies.
He got cookie. He wasn't buying alcohol. He wasn't getting a 40 of Old English or a 60
tattoo.
No, he
got cookies.
He got cookies probably for the 7-year-old.
Cookies from a rest stop. Is there anything better than that?
I mean, granted, that was their lunch.
Yeah.
Okay, because it is 2:15. But still, he used
maybe their breakfast.
By the way, he didn't steal the cookies.
I'm going to say their breakfast because if they left at night, there's no way they ate breakfast. Knew what was going on before that.
No. Swipe the card, get the cookies.
Out of there. He knew how to use the dad's credit card.
How checked out was the person at the convenience store?
Just
not even look to be like
just texting a friend. Yeah, you got it. He could have bought beer. He could have bought beer if he wanted.
Okay, it didn't seem weird to you that a 12-year-old then hopped into a Range Rover with a 7-year-old and drove off after they bought cookies for lunch. Credit card was flagged. Thank God. Thank God there was a credit card involved. If this kid had cash, he'd still be driving.
I'm thinking of the parents. They had to have been losing their mind, like, or not.
Thinking that their kids are kidnapped?
Or not, because they didn't really notice that their car was gone, nor that their kids were gone at that hour.
Thank God they're safe. Thank God the kids are safe. But I will say this, you are grounded for life.
For life.
You will have consecutive life sentences of groundings, like 3. You'll be grounded till you're 150, and they will do it after you're dead. You'll be grounded. You'll be in the ground and grounded.
And you deserve it.
Quote, first of all, that's very brave to even get behind a car at 12. Not sure what's going on, but maybe some family issues. Okay, nice dig by one of the neighbors, right? I love that the neighbors are all starting to chirp, aren't they?
Lining up to take some digs on these people.
I mean, I know the parents were effed up, but this takes it to a whole new level.
Am I right? Am I right, people? No, you're just talking to me, and you are maybe right, but you don't get to make that judgment, neighbor.
I don't know what it is. If it's a joyride, that's not safe at all, said neighbor Justin Kelman. I mean, I share a Netflix account with them without them knowing about it.
So I know what they've been watching, and I know they've been watching a lot, but geez.
Yeah, I could have predicted this to happen. I mean, who lets a 7-year-old watch Euphoria? It turns out the whole incident may have been part of a social media challenge to take the car and drive it until it runs out of gas.
What? That is the dumbest challenge ever.
This is a kid came up with this challenge, right? Because it is so stupid.
If you've ever run out of gas, it's a nightmare. It's the worst.
It's terrible.
There's nothing cool or funny or unique out of that
You're
thing.
on the side of the road. It sucks. You could get hit. Someone could kidnap you.
And you're stuck. I guess it's like a form of like gas roulette, but it's so dumb.
It is. There's nothing fun. There's nothing enjoyable. There isn't a. There aren't
it's
a
like
bunch.
season 8 of Alone,
but in society, and maybe this is the beginning of Alone
on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Right, run out of gas. See if you can survive for several nights over at Route 9. Neighbors say they always thought they were good kids. I mean, the parents were D-bags, but the kids we always thought were good. Of course, we are worried because they are like a 12-year-old kid and a 7-year-old kid. This is not good for the family, said neighbor Kuram Shahzad.
Neighbors are chirping. Neighbors are all chiming in. They're like, let me get a dig in there.
This was in the chamber.
Like they've had complaints about these parents forever, and they were just waiting for a screw up so that they can be on the record saying,
get on local news and besmirch their name on Channel 7. The children's names are being withheld because they're minors, but I'll say this, their TikTok accounts are at Tiny Crook.
No, they're not.
And at Grand Theft Autoimmune Disorder. That's not it.
That's not true.
The 2 cousins were taken to an area hospital, and then the local police priest being questioned for before being reunited by the family. Should they be reunited by the family?
No, I don't think they should.
Should they?
No, I think that's it. That's a crazy story. That's
maybe.
Absurd.
Look, I mean, unless there's like a new cross country underage Smokey and the Bandit challenge on like Snapchat that's going to come out. That's the next level of what this thing's going to be.
That's fair.
Then you can kiss your 7-year-old and your Escalade goodbye at that point. All right, that's first story down in the books. Second story, look, we know it's holiday time. Packages are coming, or are they? Here's a terrible story about betrayal from the inside.
Yes.
We'll do that on the other side of the break. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. We are doing a live Dumb People Town on January 16th. We just announced it this past weekend at the live show at Nowhere Comedy Club, eventbrite.com. Here are the guests. Zach Galifianakis, the great Zach Galifianakis, or as we one time introduced him on stage, Zach Galifianakis. We got the other part right.
We got one, yeah.
Is our guest, and the musical guest is John Paul White, one of the lead singers of the Civil Wars. So get your tickets now because they are selling and they will sell out. And we are on stereo. Check us out on stereo. We did it every day this week at noon.
So today at noon, noon Pacific time, we're up on stereo with Dan Van Kirk. Tomorrow at noon,
we're going to do one of these.
So fun. And we answer your questions. We'll talk about the pandemic. We want to hear about what you're going through. It'll sort of be like a
Q&A, like a radio
Q&A therapy session about the pandemic. That's what we're going to make out of our Sklar Country, the virus edition. We talk at you when we do these podcasts. On stereo, we will talk to you and respond to your questions. We're
beautiful.
It's
so
really
get
fun.
the free stereo app and then
follow us, and you'll see. We started a conversation tomorrow at 12 noon and today at 12 noon.
It's your gift. And speaking of gifts, this is the time of year where everyone is getting packages, or so you think, for the holidays. And you wait for that Amazon. We've gotten so good at hearing the Amazon truck.
So you hear it, like, when I hear a truck coming up the street, that's my first thought. Packages coming for me.
You start to get up.
Then you hear like it stop, and you're like, okay, this might be it. Then you hear a door slide open, because it's not a straight open, it's a sliding door,
open,
and you're like,
packages are coming.
We got packages.
Packages coming.
The palp is palpable. The excitement is there. You are ready.
Pavlovian. And maybe it's made more so by the pandemic because we're home, we're working from home, the kids are at home, so you're around it more. But I would say in the last few years, this has been coming, the way we buy our stuff. You just assume that if you buy something, they're going to deliver it. That's part of the contract that everybody signs that you enter into.
So that's why I think people are so mad at porch pirates. People who come on because they are they're entering into this contract you've had with someone else. Mm-hmm. They are taking away your anticipated joy and straight up stealing. But also, it feels like so much more of a violation, because it's like, wait.
You cut the chain of command here.
Right. I have a green line on my computer that says this thing is here, and it's not here, and now I need to figure out why, and it's taking all my time, and it's because you're a thief and you're an asshole.
And that's what we're looking at in the next story, only the call is coming from inside the van.
Which feels like even a bigger betrayal.
Right, police in South Jersey charged an Amazon driver after they spotted him allegedly tossing packages from a delivery truck into a wooded area. What? Why? Why in the world? This isn't like you're throwing your ex-girlfriend's stuff out on the front lawn in your split-level townhouse. No.
No.
There's no connection. People just bought stuff. They wanted their stuff, and they wanted it delivered.
They don't want you throwing it into the woods.
What did that desire of other people elicit in you that you had to throw that stuff in the wood? A Logan Township police officer was on patrol November 2nd when he saw an Amazon van parked on the southbound shoulder of Route 130 near Jackson Street.
So Amazon van parked on the shoulder of a route anything, nowhere near a house, that's going to be a red flag.
It's going to be checked out. You are not in the cloak of invisibility. This isn't Harry Potter right now, and you probably threw away someone's Harry Potter book. God damn it! All right. He spotted the driver, later identified as Desmond Gould, 23, of Newcastle, Delaware, throwing a large box from the van into the woods off the roadway. That
is bad.
You get caught that red-handed tossing a package in the wood.
That was, to me, could this be the plot of the sequel to Into the Woods?
Yeah, Into the Woods 2. Your mom's slippers. There they go. So what do you do when this happens? You can't say my body got hacked. This isn't Twitter.
Yeah.
You can't use the Shaggy, it wasn't me.
Although Shaggy would try that, I feel like.
That song is more relevant than ever right now. That's the way people use that. You lost the election. No, I didn't.
Wasn't me.
Kid murdered 2 people. No, he didn't.
Wasn't me.
So in this era right now, to lie about something that people are literally watching with their eyes.
Is it a bold-faced lie or a bald-faced lie?
It's a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
I think it's bald-faced because it's bald on the face. There's no facial hair covering it up. It's a bald-faced lie, but it might be a bold-faced lie. And Gould's explanation to what the officer witnessed is something that I am positive nobody here watching or listening would ever have guessed he would say. You ready for the excuse, Jay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't think you're ready. I think
ready.
many of you aren't ready, but here we go. Gould first told the officer he was throwing his feces into the woods, according to his affidavit of probable cause.
You know the way you crap in your hand out in the world
all
and then
the time.
Just throw it straight into the woods?
Why go in a toilet when you can crap in your hand and then just throw it into the woods wherever you're driving?
Have it all over your hands for when you're in the car.
Yeah. How big of a shit did this guy take? I swear to God, it's the size of a package, apparently, and in the shape of a box. Why is this happening?
This feels like when a 2-year-old is trying to lie about something, and like the facts they don't know enough words to tell you the right lie. So
the dog is on the house and he threw up the baby. No,
we watched you throw your doll onto the roof, and now that's where it's going to be.
No, it's impossible. After having Gould retrieve the toss box, and that's
a whole new walk of shame.
What if he said, like, I'm a driver? You know how, like, people start to look like their pets after a long period of time? My shits look like the boxes I deliver after a long time. No,
not gonna fly.
He went. The dude probably, as he went and did that walk of shame, Paul Rudded the hell out. I'm talking about from Wet Hot American Summer.
When he has to go pick up the plate?
Janine Garofalo makes him pick up the plate, and his just body's like so frustrated, huffed and puffed. And that's what I'm assuming Gould did in this situation. So the officer found he was dumping undelivered packages, 11 with the total of... So
that's 11 people, or maybe a couple packages were coming to the same house. So
$288 and so $300 apparently. Great call. And he would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for the police watching him.
Also, you don't know what's in the package. So that's a weird thing to steal.
Could be medicine, right?
Could be, hey, where's my insulin? It's supposed to be here at 2.
Where's my CPAP machine? Now we got to get a divorce.
So what do you get from that?
So his plan was to throw it in the woods, come back later, pick them up, and I guess sell them? But it's such a flawed plan, Jay, because think about it. If all those people who didn't get their packages call up Amazon and complain,
they're going to see that it's all from the same area. Then they're going to see who's the driver,
and it's going to be this guy.
Change back to one driver, and it's going to be like, oh, you ditched the packages.
You stole these packages.
You're busted.
You worked out the details, didn't you, Gouldy? You really did. He would have actually served himself better if he had taken a shit in his hand and thrown it out in the woods.
Would have cost him less money in the end.
It would have been less dirty. He was charged with theft and illegal dumping, which illegal dumping
sounds like when you crap in your hand and throw it in the woods.
That's what it should be. And released on pending a future court date. Illegal dumping, that's the new charge. I've never heard that in my entire life. Is that more severe or less severe than criminal mischief, Jay?
I think it's more because it's more menacing. Criminal mischief is just fun.
He has been to me, this is like the plot of a new Elf. Like there's Bad Santa. This is Bad Elf.
Yeah, he's Bad Elf.
Delivering it wrong. Amazon issued a statement. They're like, great, we got to now issue a statement for this asshole. Quote, this does not reflect the high standards we have for delivery service partners. Company spokeswoman Leah Say said, we take these matters seriously and can confirm this individual is no longer delivering Amazon packages. Yeah, I hope the $288.87 in packages was worth it, bro. What a dumbass plan this guy had.
Short-sighted, stupid plan.
This feels like the perfect idea or plot for an effed up Hallmark Christmas movie.
Yes.
You know? He delivered packages for the holidays until he was caught illegally dumping them in the woods. Then a divorced female police officer catches him, wants to put him away for good until she finds out that he was hiding them in the woods to give back to kids in need. Think about that. What if that? Are you back on track now?
I'm on board.
And he only took the packages from shitty families who didn't care about Christmas and who had ripped off the town's poor people.
Okay, now I'm on board.
Okay, are you on board now?
Yes.
She lets him out on Christmas Eve just so he can spend Christmas with a family for the first time. Her and her son that she has custody of. And we call the movie Jingle All the Way to Jail.
Yes.
Okay.
Sold. There's
Sold.
a show.
Sold. That's a show. That's it.
Yes.
Guys, stay connected, stay protected, don't get infected. This is not a hoax.
But we've got the jokes.
Wear a mask, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.